Hi, my name is Glenn Nash, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the center guide pipe on a Universal U212 Deluxe tripod. For this repair, you will need a 1.5mm hex wrench for the newer generation of the U212 Deluxe, or a flathead screwdriver on the older generation. The parts that you will need most definitely is part number 1432, the center guide pipe, and possibly 1433, the center guide key. Step 1. Loosen and remove the crank handle. On the newer generation, you use the 1.5mm hex wrench. On the older generations, it's a flathead screwdriver. Once the crank handle is removed, loosen and remove the bottom lock rings and the friction ring. That is the friction ring. That comes off, that comes off. Loosen the lock collar completely. And remove the center column. Next, remove the old center guide pipe by popping it out through the top. Inside the center guide pipe is the center guide key. This needs to be removed and reused. Okay, now that we've disassembled the center column, these are the parts that you should be left with. You have your replacement center guide pipe, the center guide key, 2 bottom lock rings, a friction ring, and your complete crank handle. Next step is to reinsert the center guide key into the center guide pipe. Just like that. Replace the center guide pipe into what I consider the shoulders of the tripod. Reinsert the center column and the head, aligning the center guide key with this groove in the back of the center column. Then tighten down the lock collar. Reinsert the crank handle. It is important not to tighten the set screw too tightly. You will break the bearing on the crank handle. Once the crank handle is tightened, you take the first bottom lock ring and screw it onto the bottom of the center guide pipe. The next step is the white friction ring, which goes into the bottom lock ring, and the final bottom lock ring, which screws onto the upper bottom lock ring. And then you are complete.